Hello, Kyra. I'm Mrs. Dominique. My students used to call me Miss Dominique.
Hi.
Pleasure to meet you today. I just wanted to sit down today and get to know you a little bit better. To tell you a little bit about myself, I am a counseling student. I work here with the counseling department at your school. I work with them. And so, one of the things I get to do is I get to sit down with students and talk to them. So, is it okay that we talk today?
Yeah, it's okay if I draw on my iPad. I get a little nervous sometimes.
Okay, sure. That's
Thanks.
awesome. You can draw on your iPad if that's what you like to do. Um, we did state before. I just want to talk about what we stated before was that I was not going to tape you personally, so you won't be on the video. It'll just be me, but we'll have your voice, and that's okay. Correct.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And the only person that will see this is my professor because what we do, everything stays confidential. So everything that me and you talk about today will just be between you and I.
Okay.
The only time that I will have to breach or break confidentiality is to state when, if you say that something like you wanted to hurt yourself or you wanted to hurt someone else, then and only then would I have to report it because your safety is very important to me. Okay?
I understand.
Okay. And that's the law too. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything in accordance.
Alrighty.
So today we're just gonna talk and get to know each other a little bit better. I may ask you a couple questions. You may see me jotting down your answers to the questions because at the end of our session, I'm going to, God bless you.
Thank you.
At the end of our session, I'm going to put together what we call a message. So I'll send a message to you. I'll write a message to you, and when you can write a message to me on your iPad, or you can write it on this piece of paper that I provided you.
Okay.
And
Do I have to read the message to you?
I would hope so. Yes. So I'll read your message, and you can read my message,
Okay.
or vice versa. And you can take those with you the next week, so that when you're going throughout your week, you can refer back to them if you need to.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So, first thing I like to ask you is, can you tell me what's your best hope for today, or why'd you come to meet with me?
I really just came because my parents told me to come, but I mean, whatever my mom wants me to be, I guess I'll be.
Okay, so your parents asked you to come today.
They didn't really ask me. They just said, you have to go to this counselor lady, and I just came.
Okay, well, I appreciate you coming to see me, even though it was not your intentions. But even though that they sent you here, what do you think that the reason they thought that you needed to come and see me today?
I don't know. I guess to open my eyes to see some different things.
Okay.
Because, I guess they would say I'm the normal lazy teenager. I don't like doing things. I don't like talking. I don't like cleaning up. Just don't like, doing the teenager things to do. I just like to be left alone and being on my phone.
I understand that. I was a teenager once too, and I hated doing chores, so I definitely understand where you're coming from. So, so they feel like you need maybe a better attitude.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
Okay, so they want
happier heart, kind of.
a happier heart. I like that. A happier heart. So you want to work on getting a happier heart. And what does that look like for you? What does a happier heart look like for you?
I don't know, just getting up when they tell me to get up, not talking back, being okay with doing chores, at this time I may be annoyed. Just doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing. Okay. So if you had a scale from 0 to 10, with 0 being the lowest that you've ever been related to this goal, and 10 being when the goal has been reached completely, where would you say that you are today?
Sometimes I feel like a 10, but today I'm like a 5.
Today you're a 5. Awesome. And you say you've been a 10 in the past.
Yeah.
You feel like okay. So what were you doing in the past that when you were at a 10 that you aren't doing right now? What were you doing maybe back then at a 10? Can you tell me about what you were doing then?
I used to like doing chores and stuff.
Okay.
But now I only do them if I want to go somewhere. I like being left alone in my room, and I don't understand. My room's dirty. Why should I have to clean it up? It's my room.
I get that. I understand that. Because that's your space, that's your sanctuary. So I understand that that's where you do everything that you like to do, and so therefore it's your space. So you feel like it should be kept the way you want it to be kept.
Correct.
But let's focus back on this. So you said in the past you like doing chores. Can you give me an instance or a thing that you like
Well,
doing about chores? What's something that you like about chores?
I like doing them when I do them. Like not when someone else tells me to get up and do them. Like let me do it at my own pace and we'll be fine.
And so when you did them, then did you have a happy heart?
Yeah, because I told myself to get up and do them.
Okay, so are there any instances where maybe your parents asked you to do them and you got right up and you did them and you didn't want a happy heart, you weren't disrespectful, or can you think of any single time maybe that you had done that?
Probably like maybe a couple times.
Okay, a couple of times. And what was different then? What made you want to do them that particular day? And how did that? Can you talk to me about that? How did that look?
What do you mean by how did it look? I just got
So
up.
so how were your parents able to notice that you were doing things differently? That particular day you had a good attitude
I
and you
guess
jumped right up and you did them. How would they be able to notice that day
let's
and
see.
that you were happy that day and you felt good about jumping
I
up
guess
and
because I
doing
never
stuff?
talked back and I got up. I just got up and did what they told me to do.
Okay, let's explore this 5. So you said that particular day you weren't talking back and you got up quickly.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so do you think that that was a day that you were maybe not a 5? You were a little bit higher that particular day?
Definitely probably a 9.
You were a 9 that day. Awesome. So you were higher up. So when you were one number higher up, you were a 9 that day, not a 5. And you said that you were happier. You had a good attitude. You jumped up and you did that. That's awesome. So, how did your parents react to you, or how did they notice? How do you know that they noticed that you were happier? What did they say to you, or what did they maybe do to let you know that that particular day that you were doing something different than what you always had done in the past?
I don't think they like congratulated me or anything. They were like, "You finally did something good. I'm proud of you." But I don't know. I guess it kind of meant something.
To me, that sounds like they were happy with what you did. If they congratulated you, they told you, you said they told you they appreciated you.
Yeah,
What else did they say?
you finally did something we told you to do. To me, that was kind of harsh, but I guess it's the truth.
To me, that sounds like they were proud of you and they appreciated you, doing it the first time and jumping right up and doing it. And so they appreciated you. What about school? Let's talk about school. Do you have this same issue in school?
No, ma'am.
You don't. So what's different? What's different in school than at home? What do you do differently at school than what you do at home?
I've always been respectful at school. I love school.
You love school.
I love my teachers, the place. I love Cargill. It's gorgeous. It makes you, happy all the time.
You're always happy. So school's your happy place.
Yeah. Depends on the day.
Depends on the day. Okay. Okay, that's great. So if your teachers are, so what you're telling me, it sounds like your teachers notice that you are respectful and you're respectful to them, and that's your happy place. You're always happy. So what do you do for your teachers that maybe are some things that you could be doing at home? So if your teachers notice it, then maybe your parents can notice those same things that you're doing. So what are some things that you do with your teachers?
I don't know. My teachers really don't really tell us what to do because we're in high school. Basically, like, do your homework, go home, have a nice time. I do my homework on time, turn my homework in on time, I'm a great student. Yeah.
Why? What makes you want to turn your homework in on time? And I think that's awesome that you're a great student, and that you don't have, you're always responsible at school. You turn your things on time. You listen to your teachers. That's awesome. That's a great character. That just means that you're a really good girl and you're a sweet person. So, and it seems like you're happy there. And if we're honest, we're at school. You're at school probably more than you are at home, huh?
Yeah.
So if you can be responsible and nice and happy at school, I think maybe you can probably do the same things at home. If maybe we figure out what are you doing at school that we can maybe be doing at home. So what do you think your teachers notice that you do at school that maybe you could be doing at home?
I'm always helping people.
Helping people. I love that. So you help your teachers out.
Yeah, I'm the typical, I guess kids would say, teacher's pet.
You're the teacher's pet. Okay. So let's say that you took these same actions, helping people, and you did some of those at home.
Okay.
So you can help your parents. Or so some of those same things that you do at school that maybe you did at home. Do you think that's something that we can work towards?
Yeah, I like that idea.
I like that idea too. I think that you are more than capable of doing so. And so if you did that, if you started doing some of those things at school and you started doing them at home, how do you think things will go at home on that same scale of 0 to 10? You were saying that you were a 5, but if you wanted to move up to a 6 at home, what were those things? What things would you do at home to ensure that you were moving up the scale?
I guess not being as lazy as I am. Understanding that they just want the best for me. That doing a little chores isn't going to hurt anybody, you know?
Yes. I really like that, Cara. You're so smart. You came up with all the stuff on your own. So you're right. So understanding that doing chores won't hurt. And absolutely, your parents do want the best for you. And I understand why, because like I said, you're an awesome girl. You're sweet. You're kind. You're super happy right now. So I know that if you do those things, that when we come back and meet next week, I think you'll have a different perspective on things. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So now what we're going to do is I am going to write you a message on the things that we talked about today. And I would like you also to write a message about what you learned or whatever you like to say to me about this session for today. Okay?
All right.
Okay. So, Kyra, I'm finished writing my message. Would you like to read yours first, or would you like me to read mine?
Yeah, I'll read mine first.
Okay.
Today I learned a lot about myself. I want to thank you for opening my eyes and to help me with understanding my parents don't hate me. They just want what's best for me. And they love me as much as I love myself. Thank you so much, Miss Dominique.
Oh, I like that. You're welcome. Mine reads, Kyra, I'm really impressed with how smart you are and responsible you are and your ability to understand that your parents only want the best for you. Your efforts today to show me that you're happier and having a good attitude show me that you have the ability to be respectful at school and at home. Because of your desire to have a good attitude at home, I want you to try to notice the times you are happy at home and what you were doing at that specific time to move up to a 6 throughout next week. So that's your homework this week, is to, when you're at home, to pay attention to the times when you're happier at home with doing your chores or just happy in general at home and having a good attitude at home. That's what I'd like you to work on this week. Think you can do that?
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.